Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Monsieur. I'm called to return to speak about about my ideas about this multi-dimensional nature of this unity consciousness, this law of one, this invisible universe that we belong to, that we come from, and we need to return to. For there is a great deal of awakening. There is a mass awakening on the planet. And so it is a great, very exciting time, although the ego has not caught up with it yet. So a lot of people are very confused. The old system no longer works. And so, but the collective ascension already happens. All the plants, the animals, the minerals are already in the ascension process. So the fourth dimension. And we're gonna get to this fifth dimension, so it's just about so it is already happening. It's just a matter of learning to tune into this frequency of love, acceptance, well-being, total surrender to our God self, to our inner source. For the mass population, a lot of people are still in fear. They are projecting this cataclysm, this end of the world. They want to sink with the ship, so to speak. After me, the deluge. It's like they don't really care. They don't see an end to the tunnel. But we are here to remind them that within themselves there is this power to find this freedom. And so we have to handle a lot of this transmutation of this collective fear. So it is very difficult. And the next phase will be a lot easier. It will be a lot more pleasant. For now, we have sacrificed our personal ascension. We could have ascended personally, but we are participating in something that's phenomenal. That's never happened in our local universe in the past. In the 200 billion years of existence of our local universe, maybe more, 400 billion years if we look at the celestial causes. Never in the history, but the evolutionary world only exists for 200 billion years in the local universe. Never in the history of this universe there's been a planet that done this collective ascension on the physical, from the physical to the third to the fifth dimension. And so it is a monumental. So we're sacrificing our own personal ascension process to stay attuned to what is going on with the physical realm, to ascend all together as one. And we're receiving a lot of, we want to receive a lot of assistance from all kinds of beings in the galaxy and in the universe, because they're like, it's so important what is going on here. It will condition the future of the galaxy. It is, so you are very essential. You're focusing on love, light, unity, and peace and joy is like assisting the world in a way that is, that you cannot see, we cannot foresee what the cause of, the effect of those causes of being in always the connected to our source is much more powerful than anything we might think to do. From once we are connected to our source, we are called to do things, and then we move into action. But for we want to respect the choice of those who are still playing this drama, but we want to prepare ourselves for the golden age. We want to let them be whatever. If they're not ready, they're not ready. So we want to we have to understand that in 3D, when the third dimension, all our positive thoughts and emotions are qualified as imagination, but and all the negative, heavy thoughts, heavy emotion are qualified as reality. While in 5 dimension, it's like it's the opposite. The light thoughts and emotions we have to tune into this emotion so that we can ascend. This is what the reality is, and everything else is junk mail. It is something with all the negative thoughts and heavy thoughts and heavy emotions are just something we want to feel, but we want to let them go. And it's just this junk mail that we receive, and we put it in the undesirable folder, and after a while they will stop coming. The body has to become the soul companion. Is this marriage between the soul and the body. It's no longer the ego that controls the body. It is the soul that integrate the physical body, and together they're working towards this integration of the God self. You want to? There's good. There is many families that are working with the collective ascension of the earth, and there is this one great family called the Andromedan. Andromeda is the greatest galaxy in our celestial grouping. It is a sister galaxy, and the angels of Andromeda will bring us an enlightenment. But we have to connect to the Arcturians as a vessel, because the Arcturians are, as we move into Arcturian alignment, we are able to receive the Andromeda enlightenment. And so it is very. I invite the Andromedan to work with you. They're great teachers. They're wonderful beings. For the Milky Way, we are part of the triple galaxy family, the Milky Way, the three big families. The Milky Way is essentially the family of light, the Andromeda is the family of love, and the Triangulum galaxy is the family of power. And so love is interested in power, power is interested in the light, and the light is interested in the love. We're forming a family here. But the Andromedans are very powerful teachers, and you can invite them, we thank them for their service, we give them the permission to work and transmute all our energy, to work within us. For all come from within. There's only everything goes on from within. Everything that is above is what is below. As above, so below. What's within is without. What's without is within as well. All those who are using the power to control others, control the world, are not interested in wisdom, basically. It's like they're using this power of money, usually, to submit the world to their power. But in the ascension, we're going to have to use, because in the past is this love in the service of money, but now we have to put money in the service of love. I think it's a pretty powerful concept to understand. For money, since Aristotle, money has become the center of our civilization. I was going to start a fast today, a complete dry fast, but Spirit, the first thing I heard from Spirit this morning was to encourage me to drink tea. So I've been drinking tea, and I'm going to still continue to fast, but I'm drinking tea. At least I broke my coffee a bit, because I returned to coffee. The old habits can come back really quickly. And so all those who are using this power over others will have to face a very, very difficult situation in the afterlife when they go through this lower astral plane, because in the afterlife, after we pass on, we die, or we move on from this existence, this incarnation, we are given the opportunity to experience all the effects of our cause. So all the good and all the bad and the ugly and the beautiful, everything is being experienced. So for those people who have spent their whole life in the ego service, in the service of self, and have oppressed the world in order to gain that power, will have to face all the energies that they have inflicted on others. So we do not want to judge them, but we want to encourage them to return to the power of a self, is there a power over? There is those who are the power over, and those who are the power of a self. So we want to. We have to address ourselves, so it's not an easy thing, but it's far more gratifying. You want to take notes on your spiritual experiences. It is important because the 3D brain does not forget really quickly, and then when you're given a very important dream or spiritual experience, it's good to take notes of that, so you can remind yourself that those things are real, that they happened to you, they were given to you as a gift from the universe. I'm going to pull 4 cards. The highest wisdom for us today is elevation. We are being elevated into the next octave of reality, the next octave of consciousness. What we need to understand is the triumph, or there is a triumphal exit of that tunnel, triumphal step. The next level will be a lot easier, like I said. What we want to do is serenity. We want to stay serene. We want to stay lucid. We want to stay detached. We want to keep on breathing always. Just focus on the breath of the now. And the outcome is clairvoyance. We're going to be able to see so much more. Every day we are being able to. Our eyes are being opened. There is this mass awakening at an individual level. As the more we open our mind, our heart and our mind, then we are given more. We can stop any negative patterns by whenever we see a negative pattern within ourselves, is not to follow it like before in the past, is to stop it by taking 3 deep breaths and making an invocation, a mantra, what works, something that works. But I want to speak about also relationship. The old relationship in the past, love relationship, there was a lot of codependency. You can bring me that in my life, so I am going to go that because of that, or because of this, or because of that. And so there's a lot of codependency. People would play out dramas, life after life after life, because usually those things carry on through lifetimes. But now we want to find a true soulmate. It's a relationship with total joy, total grace, total ease, with no drama, a complete complement, where we are whole and the person is whole, and there is this complete alignment of trust and well-being that is exchanged, that is where there is no more obligation, no more duty, everybody's free, it's just enhancing each other's well-being rather than trying to get something, or And on that level, it's very important to understand that conditional love does not work. It brings suffering. It's not real love. The only real love is unconditional love. For it's if like I love you, but, or if you change, or what if you can get me that, or if you, or if, this is conditional love, and it will never work. For we have to be ourselves. The only way is to accept ourselves as we are in order to change those things. It's only us that can change those things. We have this need to purify, to perfect ourselves all the time. So all those things are very important to understand intellectually, but we need to integrate them. It is essential. I also wanted to say that I spoke about Europe, that is a dysfunctional system, but it will be balanced out. For Europe has some good sides, good aspects. It opens the door of small countries to bigger countries. There is subvention from the European unions. There is the financial markets. There is the students. So it's good. It's a good idea. We don't want to give up Europe, but we want to rethink it. It's because we have to find a lasting point of balance where everything works together, because each European country has its own culture, its own history, its own economy, its own models of functioning. So Europe cannot impose common laws. It's a bit fascist. You do that, and then they've created debts that never existed in the first place. So we're gonna have to change that to those private organizations that are the central banks are not. I'm not saying we have to put all the central bankers in jail for they fulfill their function. Even though it is a criminal activity, we'll come to realize all this debt system, all those that created these debt systems is a crime against humanity, a crime against God, against the sovereignty of the human beings that are living on this planet. But it is the system that we work on. So we want to find this point of balance and find a transition that will return us to a monetary system that will function and that will be honest and ethical. You want to follow your inner guidance rather than any other information. It might come from book of teachers, or if it resonates with you, then it means that it's part of what is meant to come to you as wisdom. But follow your own heart rather than me. Whatever works for you is what works for you. Is you want to follow your inner guidance. That's where the freedom lies, when you will be able to align fully with this guidance. All the old business models will fall away. The new business models will be in the service. It will be providing good service, being honest, ethical, transparent. It won't be a manipulation of the consciousness to make you believe you need those things, and then those companies that are predatorial aspect and they spy on everybody, they eat each other up, and it's kind of an interesting time we live in, but everything will be quickly transformed, and only those who are ethical will survive, or those who are providing true service or goods of services that are ethical. When you ascend, you validate God's existence. It is the I am. For you are that I am. There cannot be any other real identity. For God is all, is one, and if He's one, it can never be. Nothing can ever be outside of God or separated. And if nothing is outside of God, how can you imagine yourself to be outside of God? For that way, this world is called an illusion. The world is real, but it's our concept of it that is false. That is illusion. For all that is not God is illusion. It's like those things are quite powerful to understand once we can integrate them, and the idea is to have how God has the ability to live as you, as everyone. So it is what God wants is to be you, is to be everyone, to be the fullness of who He is, and but He will not force His will on anyone. Everybody has to choose to align with this love, this truth. Understanding also that once we move into the more ascended state, every being is only a thought away. We just have to think of somebody, the soul on the soul level, the person is there, and there is a telepathic communication where we can share and exchange. For sometimes we feel isolated within the physical world, the space and time separate us, but in the fifth dimensional matrix we'll be able to reconnect. There will be no more separation between anyone or anything. Even in time we can move backwards or forward in time. We'll become master of time, the sixth dimension. We want to expect everything from God, but nothing from human beings. For human beings, we don't know what contracts we have with other beings, but when we put our faith in God, God can use the proper beings to complement us in whichever way, to put all the right people on our way. For instance, I have many friends that are collectors, they're very wealthy, but they've never opened doors for me in the art world and never bought paintings from me, although they love my work. But maybe in the contract they were not supposed to. So now I know that the collectors and all the people that are complement to my project will come, or it's a matter of timing also. When the time is coming, everything happens in due time, in divine timing. So it's like for a while I've been painting for 30 years, and I was like, why do I do that? Should I do something else if the world is not ready to receive all this those spiritual paintings? But now it's time of awakening, it's time of a renaissance. So we do want to release the game of duality and embrace the game of ascension, of unity and love. Well, I hope this message was interesting for you, that you will continue to harvest, to continue to cultivate this point of stillness, your ability to find peace of mind, serenity and silence in your mind, to breathe consciously. The more we breathe consciously, the more we do oxygen our body, and we'll connect, we'll tune into this prana, this force of life within ourselves. Finish with a song. It's a song about love. It goes like this. Love is real, real is love. Love is feeling, feeling love. Love is wanting to be loved. Love is touch, touch is love. Love is reaching, reaching love. Love is asking to be loved. Love is you, you and me. Love is knowing we can be. Love is free, free is love. Love is living, living love. Love is needing to be loved. So I thank you very much for sticking till the end. So be the love you are, and so you can shine this love, and let us fill this life and this world with love. For it is just a great galactic ship where all kinds of consciousness came to create together. It is just a matter of now this awakening is happening. Let us co-create a world that will be ecstatic for all, that will restore the ecology. We'll find this abundance, this freedom for all. For all it is in the work, there is still a lot of people are still not willing or able, but slowly but surely the light is eating up all the darkness. So it will let us already move into this great divine light and become who we truly are, which is our great I am God self. I thank you very much. Namaste.